The UN's highest court yesterday ordered troops from both Thailand and Cambodia to immediately withdraw military forces from disputed area. Gold rose to a record 1,607.70 an ounce, heading for the longest rally in 31 years. Japan became the first Asian nation to win the Women's World Cup on Sunday, beating the United States in a penalty shootout. Update the news around the world with Onrawi Tangmi Sang and Pasurang Desha Putharangsi in Asean Newsroom.
Good morning and welcome to Asean Newsroom. You're watching us live from Bangkok, Thailand. Today is Tuesday, July the 19th of 2011. You're with me, Onrawi Tangmi Sang.
And I'm Pasurang Desha Putharangsi. Well, the UN's highest court yesterday ordered troops from both Thailand and Cambodia to immediately withdraw the military forces from disputed areas around the World Heritage Temple straddling their border. The court drew a provisional demilitarized zone around the 1,000-year-old Pravihan temple that would push Thai troops back from positions they have long occupied and would see Cambodian armed forces leave the temple's immediate vicinity. At least 20 people have died since 2008 in clashes between the two countries that continued as late as last April, when military commanders agreed to an oral ceasefire. By a vote of 11-5, the judges of the International Court of Justice went beyond Cambodia's request to order Thai troops out of the area and imposed restrictions on both armies and police forces.
11 votes to 5. Both parties shall immediately withdraw their military personnel currently present in the provisional demilitarized zone as defined in paragraph 62 of the present order, and refrain from any military presence within that zone and from any armed activity directed at that zone.
It said it decided to intercede to avoid the risk of more clashes and further damage to the ancient Hindu shrine. It also called on the two nations to allow officers from the Association of Southeast Asian Nations into the area to observe the ceasefire, which was called for by the UN Security Council last February. Both sides said they were satisfied with the decision. Thai Foreign Minister Kasit Pirom noted the court had declined Cambodia's demand for a unilateral Thai pullback. He said the decision is binding on both countries and Thailand would abide by the ruling to withdraw forces and facilitate the observers' deployment.
Overall, I think we are quite satisfied with the outcome because the original request of the Cambodian side is a unilateral one against Thailand, sort of to request the World Court for us to withdraw. But now I think the court decision is binding on both countries, and whatever demilitarized zone that's being set up is temporary in nature. It will not prejudice Thailand's claim over the disputed land.
Thailand also agreed to the court's instruction to allow unhindered supplies to Cambodian civilian personnel at the temple complex, he said. Cambodian Foreign Minister Hor Nam Hung said the establishment of a demilitarized zone would mean a permanent ceasefire. This is tantamount to a cessation of aggression by Thailand.
By unanimity, the court rejected the Thai request. Secondly, the court requests to establish a demilitarized zone in the border between Cambodia and Thailand. We are satisfied with the decision also of the court because this map means there will be permanent ceasefire. It will be tantamount to the cessation of aggression of Thailand against Cambodia.
By unanimity, the court rejected the Thai aggression of Thailand against Cambodia. He also voiced satisfaction with the dispatch of truce observers, which he said Cambodia had been seeking since last February. In brief remarks to reporters, he made no reference to the demand for Cambodian troops to abandon the temple grounds. Speaking in Bangkok on Monday, Thailand's Prime Minister Apisit Wechashiwat said the Thai soldiers would not pull out from the disputed area until the military of both countries agreed on the mutual withdrawal. It depends on the two sides to come together and talk, he said, suggesting that an existing joint border committee would be the appropriate place to plan a coordinated pullback.
We have the analysis on this matter by an international lawyer and a guest lecturer, Kun Virapat Pariyawong, in this phone interview.
Well, I think it is clear from the order today that the court mentions the UNESCO and the World Heritage Committee as part of the contentions presented by Cambodia. But the court itself did not say anything at all regarding the process concerning the World Heritage Committee. This should send a signal to the World Heritage Committee in a way, in my opinion, that whereas the court sees that the situation in the area is quite sensitive and it has to be declared a demilitarized zone, that should remind the World Heritage Committee not to stir up any unnecessary tensions between Thailand and Cambodia. For instance, the approval of the management plan of the area surrounding the temple.
Right. And one of the court's order is for Thailand not to block the temple's entrance. Could you elaborate to what does the court mean?
Yes. So let's be clear that what the court said today is that Thailand shall not obstruct Cambodia's free access to the temple. That doesn't mean that we have to always allow or always permit Cambodia to pass through Thailand into the temple. Neither does it mean that Cambodia can simply move anywhere at once through Thailand.
Right.
What I interpret from this order is that if Cambodia requests Thailand to pass through the Thai territory in order to enter, in order to have the access to the temple, for example, to send engineers and equipment to repair the temple itself, for example, Thailand then has the obligation to consider the request and not to obstruct such request.
I see. Now, the new defined term by the court, the demilitarized zone, can you elaborate on that zone, in which document or what sort of map or what sort of reference that the court used, and can anyone enter that zone that are not military personnel?
Yes, the court actually talks a little bit about this zone in paragraph 63 of the order. The court says that this simply means that both parties, Thailand and Cambodia, shall withdraw all military personnel currently present in that zone. That means the military, the personnel carrying guns shall be moved out. But the court further stated that the parties shall not only remove military presence, but also any armed activity directed at the Z zone. So that simply means that any type of armed activities, any type of military movements, even if it doesn't concern the military personnel, are also prohibited from directing against that zone. But apart from the military personnel and the armed activities in the area, the court does not say anything about other types of activities. So if I may interpret from this order we had from the court today, the civilians, the tourists, the neighbors between two countries can still travel within those demilitarized zone. That should not be the concern of the court as of now. And let's not also forget that the important people who will be present in that zone would be the ASEAN observers, which the court speaks quite clearly today that both Thailand and Cambodia have to allow the ASEAN observers into that area.
Right. Now, looking forward into this matter, with regards to the Thailand's reaction and Cambodia's reaction, how would they take or implement further into the court's order or the court's condition?
It is clear from the order today that the order to withdraw the troops from the area is immediate. It has to happen right away, and it is not up to the military to follow the court's order. It is actually up to the national governments, the Thai government and the Cambodian government, to direct the military generals to order the personnel out of the zone. Of course, it might take some time, understandably, because the sketch of the map used by the court to identify such zone has to be checked and interpreted by the map experts in the area. I also have another comment to add, is that today the order from the ICJ gives Thailand and Cambodia something that each party was wanting, was after before they went to the court. So if you look back before Thailand and Cambodia went to the court, Thailand actually requested Cambodia to remove its military personnel from the temple itself. Cambodia, of course, disagrees, simply saying that the temple belongs to Cambodia. On the other hand, Cambodia demands that Thailand allow ASEAN observers to come into the area, but Thailand refuses unless Cambodia agrees to remove the military personnel.
Right.
So moving on forward towards the future, I think we should look at this order optimistically as the third party setting basic conditions for both parties to carry out negotiations, to carry out possible ASEAN mediation between the two parties, because the conditions sought by both parties are now met. Cambodia now has the ASEAN observers in the area, and Thailand is now satisfied because Cambodia has to remove the military personnel from the temple.
Right. Kun Weerapat, I would like to add one more point, just to ask, in your opinion, do you think, notice that both countries have been calling for each other's troop to withdraw for quite some time before this was passed on towards the court?
Yes.
And once did they have to wait so long for the World Court to rule that both sides withdraw the troops until they could follow this?
That is a very good point. Like I said earlier, the order today states quite clear that it is an immediate withdrawal order. That means the responsible governments of Thailand and Cambodia must direct their military personnel to immediately withdraw as soon as possible.
Right.
There might be some practical constraints. For example, they have to take a look at the map, the sketch drawn by the court, and determine among themselves exactly where is the line. But apart from that, I think the point you made is very, very, very important, because the order that we had from the court today, the court actually, in a way, underlined the failure of the parties to carry out the resolution of the Security Council, and that is the recommendation for the parties to conduct absolute ceasefire between themselves, and also the parties, that is Thailand and Cambodia, failed to carry out the proposals by ASEAN to mediate. And so what we have today is the basic conditions laid out by the court, and that is for all parties to withdraw the troops, for the ASEAN observers to come in, and let's not forget that the court also makes the order that any updates and developments regarding the case must be reported to the court, because the court remains seized of the matter.
Right.
That means the order can still be modified, can still be changed according to the necessary and urgent circumstances. So it is up to the parties right now to actually carry out the orders and not to engage in any further conflicts, because otherwise one of the parties can easily go to the court and ask the court to modify the order.